Hello and welcome to The Hero Spouse. I'm Kendra Ruth, here to answer one of your questions about marriage and midlife crisis. Today we have Valerie. Valerie has a bomb drop of December 6th, 2022, and a date of marriage of 2000. She has a clinging boomerang who is a low energy wallower. She says, since last June, my husband seems to be more distant. For the first time, he did not come for the March break. So it sounds like he regularly would come and visit during that period. As he did not tell me anything, I decided to call him just to say hi. We talked a lot. He seemed anxious at first, but then it was okay. He told me that he was afraid to call and say that he won't come. I told him that he does not have to fear anything and that he has the right to decide what he wants. He thanked me, insisted on the fact that it was not because he does not want to see us, and he said that I cured a trauma by telling him I won't be mad at him for his choices. He said a lot of things. He feels alone. He wants to come closer to us. He realizes that a lot of his traumas come from childhood and that I am not responsible for that. He knows he has work to do on himself but lacks time to do it and wants to think about all of that during this week alone. He now wants to find some male friends because he's tired of the young people and 50-ish-year-old women. This summer, for the first time since bomb drop, he will be going to Europe to see his family, and he ghosted them a lot during the crisis. He says that it will be the occasion to talk real with them. He seems to be really more open to the idea of counseling for himself as he realizes that his traumas make him do things and look like in a way he does not want to. So look like he doesn't want to. Okay, got it. He still contacts regularly two of our daughters, but I recently found out that he ghosts our daughter who lives alone. She lashed out at him last March, and then, so I'm going a year ago, March, and then never heard about it. And do you mean that she didn't hear about it? Except when she sends texts. He says that he fears her rejection and judgment. He seems happy to reconnect with friends and family this summer. This year, he wants to spend all the rest of the summer vacation with us. I know it is the MLC process, and I have to expect anything and everything, but I find it hard to know how to react or what to think when he's so far away and so silent. What should I do for now or from now on? Okay, well, first, I really like that you told him that it's his choice. It's okay if he doesn't want to come and see you and that he can feel safe with his choices. And I really, really liked how he said he came back at you and not just validated it, but he thanked you, said you cured a trauma for that. But not only that, he gave you that information. It wasn't just that he opened up later on, but he told you that was a trauma. His big fear right here is rejection. But it's not just rejection. He used that term, but it's judgment also. He is afraid of conflict that will come with that. He's afraid of what people think, how they feel. He doesn't like being in the context, in a situation where people are looking at him negatively. That makes him very uncomfortable. He's feeling judged. He's feeling rejected. He's feeling abandoned. And so it seems to me like there could be a giant fear of abandonment based on all of these different issues. And he's very uncomfortable. And you can be a person who really wants to be around people, but you isolate yourself because everybody's judging me. Nobody likes me. Nobody likes me. Everybody hates me. Guess I best eat worms, was the song we sang as a kid. And so he's feeling sorry for himself. And one of the things we need to do is validate that, which you did. Because this isn't the kind of situation where when one of my kids does it, they're doing poor me, victim. And I tell them to go, I show them the worm song. And then they roll their eyes and get mad at me. But this isn't that kind of thing. This is, I want to help him feel safe. And you did that. So really good job. And because of that, he opened up. Great job. And then you saw what happened with your other daughter. And the next thing I want to do is I want you to validate for her. she did not do the wrong thing either. She has the right to set her boundaries, and she has the right to call him out, as long as she didn't do it in a manner like accusing him in toxic shame. You're horrible. I hate you for the rest of my life. You ruined everything. But if she calls him out on his shit, and she's honest and authentic with it, and says there might be some tough love 2x4s in there, and it's not that he can't handle that, because it's not that he can't. He's refusing to handle it. We get that. But she can't be responsible for that. Now, you're aware of it, and you have a different consequence that you want than she does. And she might want reconciliation with him, but there are certain terms she has on her boundaries, and your boundaries are different. And so I want her supported, fully supported in what she feels and needs as well. And in addition, she can, be told or informed, or told, that doesn't sound right. I don't want her to be. But, he needs a safe environment. And she might come back with, yeah, so do I. So what is a safe environment for that, where they can both feel safe? And that might be a back and forth balancing act. Is you tell him, you know what? She feels hurt by you. And she told you that honestly. And you then, because of that, feel rejected by her. And you are scared. You're scared of her lashing out. You're scared of the anger that is felt. Now, which makes me want to ask, what kind of anger did he experience from his parents or authority figures, the adults in his life as a child? Because he's fearing that. He's fearing these retributions, these punishments, consequences, rather than accepting, I did something that hurt somebody, and I'm going to be accountable. Some people refuse accountability or resist it in other ways. He's resisting it in a fearful way of, oh no, I'm so scared. And so I want him to be warmly welcomed with acceptance and grace. But within that, and so we put the welcoming acceptance and love on the front. And then there has to be something in there. She feels, or we have felt hurt by you. And notice the tone that I'm trying to use on this. I'm not trying to use a scary tone when I'm doing this. So even if the words could be scary, the way I'm saying it isn't. So the way I'm saying the words are meant to still instill a feeling of safety. And sometimes you put safety on the end, and you have maybe your tough words in the middle. But even then, you have that soft tone. Some will need tough words that don't need a softer tone, but I think he needs a softer tone so that you don't scare him right back into the corner where he's just going to cower. And then you have the more reassuring words at the end again. You begin and end with reassurance and positives. And some of the tough stuff, challenging stuff, I don't want to make it too hard, is in the middle. But for him, we don't want to make it so scary for him that he runs away. And as he gets feels safer and safer, you can, I want to say make it more scary, but I don't mean make it scary. I don't want him to be scared, but he can take things that are tougher. He can handle it better as he feels safer, as you help him feel safer, or he becomes stronger within his own confidence and more reassured that, you know what, you're going to mess up and we're going to love you anyway. But, and we're going to get mad at you. Think about somebody who is dating, you're dating someone, and maybe it's a new relationship, but maybe you're their first relationship. Maybe you're each other's first relationships, or maybe not. And you have your first argument, and they think it's over, Everything's over. Oh no. And they're scared now, freaked out. Okay, you know what? I guess we've broken up. Sorry about it. I'll miss you. And you're like, what? What are you talking about? We had an argument. Yeah. And it's welcome to the real world and welcome to a real relationship. People argue. In fact, arguing is healthy. Having some level of conflict that you can heal and repair is part of a healthy relationship. And he's not there yet. So I want him to be reassured of the love you feel so that he can be helped to feel safe. And what you're doing so far. That's it. You said, what should you do now? Rather than the specific actions is what you're doing. Feel safety. So you're listening to him, right? He has been opening up more to you and you've listened. That's good. You reassure. You validate, and be careful what you validate. You don't have to validate stupid stuff. You don't have to validate. If my husband had said, well, I am so in love with her when he was after 3 years with the alienator, I wouldn't have validated that if he tried to do the soulmate stuff. In the beginning, and the sweaty palms, I think, and I can't be without her. And then, yeah, maybe, sort of. I mean, it's icky. But after all the times and all the stunts she'd pulled, if he'd said that and he didn't, I'd have like, no. And that's not true. You're just saying that to get to me. Because that would have been the only reason to say that far in when he wasn't feeling that. So you don't have to validate something that is clearly where both people really should know. And by should know, I mean psychologically, based on the arc of the crisis and what's been happening. Not like based on they should know at the beginning when they've just entered their crisis that you love them. Well, there's a should in there that, yeah, I've loved you for the last 25 years. You should know that. But something has triggered them and their brain is spinning and they've got this other person and they've been arguing, so they don't anymore. But 3 years in, with a standing spouse and you being loving and forgiving and reassurance established, they should know. You now know, with additional evidence, I won't go anywhere. I am standing strong for you. So that sort of thing you can validate. But if they say, I don't know what you're going to do, you do too, because I've been doing it the whole time. So I don't validate everything. That can be a little doormatish, so I want you to know the difference. But for him, he is feeling really scared. This is a lot of fear he has, this fear of abandonment, fear of rejection, just conflict all over, isn't it? Which has caused him to suck in and be avoidant. I mean, he's ghosted people. This fear seems like phobia level, at least how he's dealing with it right now. And he's gently coming out with others, with you. It sounds like with family, friends, and it's your daughter now. And I don't know how she's feeling about it. And maybe she doesn't want to have a relationship with him yet, and that's okay too. Maybe he does, and he has to learn to feel sad with that and understand the consequences. And you're there. You don't get to manage their relationship, but you can encourage it. But you don't get to blame either one. You know what? I think you're being too harsh on your dad. No. You know what? I think you're being too harsh on her. No. Both people have the right to their feelings, and they're probably really valid for how they have both been treated in the context of the situation as they understand it. As they understand it. Because we look at the MLCer and go, why are his feelings valid in that? He deserved it. But as he understands it, it still hurts. Okay, and the hurt is real. And he's like, I don't understand why she won't. Or I don't understand why everyone else is being open to me. She's hurt. And she gets to own those feelings. For you, though, what are you going to do? I'm glad he seems happy about these. So I want you to think of yourself as responding rather than reacting. And you respond with a gentleness, softness, grace, rather than firm voice. firm voice has its place. But right now, it seems to me that he needs that softness, because he seems like a really scared and wounded animal that is not going to come close unless they feel extremely safe. Okay, so I'm not sure if that's really clear, because it seems like I was being pretty subjective about do what you're doing. So let me know if you need some clear actions. But if that's understandable for you, I hope that can help and give you some clarity on what might be going on as well. So good luck. Good luck for your daughter as well. And I hope this helps.